Speed's coverage of the ARCA RE Series from Kentucky is presented by RE/MAX. Outstanding agents, outstanding results. Brought to you in part by Hardcore Motorsports, proud sponsor of the Hardcore Motorsports ARCA Safety Initiative. First caution coming out on lap number 1. Again, a few cars involved, the 60, the 65, the 5, the 16, and the 47. It started with the 47 of Philip Magilton and the 5 of Bobby Gerhart. Also getting caught up in it was the 16 of Justin Allgaier. Ray Dunlap.
Well, Rick, I want to show you it's kind of the accordion effect. You know, Justin Allgaier really didn't have anywhere to go. And look at the damage on the front end here. We've got the radiator completely smashed. They've got a lot of work to do. The rear end of this car is completely torn up. And Justin, I assume you didn't see what was happening ahead of you, but there was a lot of cars involved.
Yeah, Sparta came on the radio and said there's a crash going on in front of you. I was watching the mirror a little bit, trying to make sure we were going to be okay from behind. Everybody seemed like they were rolling pretty good in front of us. And somebody got a little overzealous on the brakes up in front. I just, you know, it was one of those things. It was either hit him in the back or hit the wall or hit the guy on the inside. I ended up hitting him, so it's a little frustrating. I mean, it's a lot frustrating. We thought we had a really good car for tonight. And this definitely doesn't help in points, but you know, we're going to have these races. We knew it coming into the season, and you know, I'm okay. We'll race next weekend, or you know, in a couple weeks. So it sucks.
Yeah, they had definitely tore up down here on the 16. They were 4th in points. This will be a big blow to them. Jim.
I'm down at Bobby Gerhart's pit. Speaking about big blows, very early on here, the trouble started. Billy Gerhart talking to his over-the-wall crew guys. The car actually came off the jack while they were changing left side tires. Heated discussions on pit road and over the headset. The Gerhart brothers very disappointed in what's going on. But Bill, I got to ask you, when you got a chance to fix the car, did you get everything right?
Yeah, we got it right. Unfortunately, the car fell off on the left side jack and we lost the lap. It's really frustrating. We're going to try to get it back, but somewhat disappointing. I don't really know what happened there, but first lap of the race, some of these guys need some patience.
So Bill Gerhart talking a little bit about patience. It was actually Bobby Gerhart who was on the outside of Philip Magilton. A racing incident took place on the first lap, and that's why we're under our first caution. Welcome back to the Kentucky 150 from Sparta, Kentucky, in the Kentucky Speedway, this 1.5-mile speedway. Very fast racetrack, and a little bit too fast on lap number 1 there, Ken.
Well, somebody was going too fast for the conditions. You know, I mean, it's looked like the 47 car got picked up a little wobble. I said at one time that I thought it was Patrick Sheltra, but it was the 47 car instead. But that, I mean, that happens at the first, and the easiest lap to pass people is the first lap. They tell you you can't win it in the first lap, but unfortunately you can lose it in the first lap.
You know, a lot of times the air pressures aren't built up. These cars were impounded after qualifying. Qualifying just really ended about an hour and a half ago, and the cars were impounded. Very minor adjustments. So as it is with most of the cars and trucks, these cars really start out a little bit on the loose side so they don't get so tight later on. So a lot of times they have their hands full for a few laps, don't they, Kenny?
Right, you really do. You have to start out with the cars, whether it's the ARCA RE cars or the trucks, Busch cars, Cup cars, with the radial tires. You have to start out with them a little bit free, because as that air pressure builds up, it'll really change the handling of the car.
Ray, what have you got on pit road?
Well, Philip Magilton was in. They made a lot of adjustments on that car. They actually lowered the track bar to try to tighten him up a little bit. He was very, very loose. They had damage on all 4 corners. They got that work. They had a little bit of damage on the valence. They have fixed that, and he is back to the track. But Magilton comes in 6th in points. So tonight, an important race to get back out there and try to score some valuable points.
Thanks, Ray. You know, what does this do for a kid like Landon Castle, who's never been on a racetrack this big as far as competition? I mean, do you get more nervous when something like that happens on lap 1?
Well, you're already so nervous. You're just ready to go. You're ready to get back to green flag racing just like they're doing now, because, I mean, that's what you're pumped. Oh, we got a little problem on the restart there. You see the 87 car down on the inside not taking off up to speed.
Just talking about Landon Castle, that is Landon Castle. You just wonder if maybe he had a transmission problem. Doesn't look like he's up to speed yet, Kenny. He's down in turn number 1 on the apron.
We've had the opportunity to run with Landon a couple races this year in the Busch East Series or Grand National East Series, and he's done a very good job.
Meanwhile, Michael McDowell has taken over the lead from Aaron Crocker and brought Jeremy Clements with him.
Yeah, what a great restart for Michael McDowell and Jeremy Clements. Both of those cars were looking to the inside of Aaron Crocker and outside in turn number 1, and both have been able to get by. But Aaron Crocker now fighting back as she tries to take the position away from Jeremy Clements.
You know, we've talked about Aaron Crocker sitting in the pole. She was a full 2 miles an hour faster qualifying than Michael McDowell, but in race trim, everything equals out a little bit. She still has a great car. Just all she needs to do is show some patience now, take her time. She's got 100 laps to get it done.
Yeah, get it in position. I mean, she's finished second in this race before. She is very close to winning a race in the ARCA RE Series.
Yes, she is. That's just where I was going to go with that, is that she has the experience. She's not a one-lap wonder. She's knocking on the door to finishing and winning one of these ARCA RE Series.
She finished second here earlier this year to Eric Darnell, actually led the race late. Eric, with some pit strategy, came in, got some new tires, and was able to pass Aaron towards the end of the race. But she came oh so close to winning her first race here a few months ago.
And we've talked about those drivers finishing second, looking for that win. Well, the guy out front right now, Michael McDowell, has finished twice second place. And he is looking for his first win in the ARCA RE Series. He's been so close. He's ran so strong. As a matter of fact, last week, runner-up to Keselowski, Brian Keselowski at Berlin, but looking for that first win tonight here in Kentucky.
Aaron's going to look to the outside, possibly, of Jeremy Clements.
Well, she's exploring that second groove already. And that just got to tell you that she's very comfortable with her car to be looking up there.
As you mentioned, this is a real racy racetrack, isn't it, Kenny?
Yes, most definitely. You know, and we see it already being a 2-groove track, and as it ages more, it'll continue to even widen out.
Jim, we mentioned the problems for Landon Castle. Jim, what's going on with that team?
Report from the crew at his gearbox. He rolled down pit road on the restart. They thought he may have missed the shift. Just speculation, but he said the car is not much moving forward. Engine was running when he came in. They said kill the motor. One good thing on their side, they have Jim Long in the pit box, and the man in the middle trying to call things on the ground is Shane Parsno, who's been with Hendrick Motorsports with Jeff Gordon's championship, Jimmy Johnson's championship. He's trying to help diagnose these guys with a lot of Cup experience. Doesn't look good as they lower the car with the engine still off, guys.
Yeah, and 5 laps down for Landon Castle. So his trouble. We got problems. Norm Benning in the 84 gets turned around. And problems with Aaron Crocker getting spun around now.
Her and Jeremy Clements made some contact. You see the damage on the left side of Aaron's car. Somehow her and the 3 of Jeremy Clements got together.
She was passing when we went out of view there. She was passing Jeremy on the inside. So it's going to be curious to see how she got that damage on the left side.
See both right side tires are flat. A lot of damage to the right rear corner. A lot of damage to the left side, as you can see right there. The left front tire, all 3 of the 4 tires right now are flat on her car.
And
let's take a look at what got Norm Benning turned around in the 84. This is what brought the caution out.
Yeah, Norm was on the inside of another car. Looked like he got a little bit loose. A couple cars did a nice job of avoiding him.
Very close. Now let's look at what took place with Aaron Crocker.
The caution flag was out. You could see Michael McDowell visibly slowing on the racetrack, and I think Aaron may have slowing
also
just a little bit quicker than Jeremy Clements did, and he made contact with the rear and turned her around.
So well, she's going to have to bring that car onto pit road.
Probably not terminal damage, a big hurt in track position, and I've seen her fired up before, and this will be exciting to watch her run back through the field.
It doesn't look like the damage, Kenny, is going to really affect the car aerodynamically as much as it could.
Not near as much as it could. It's still going to affect it, but you know, the car was extremely good to start with, so she's not shot down.
She will make her way all the way to the end of pit road.
One of the biggest dangers, and like Justin said, when the yellow came out and he was going through the wreck, that he was looking in his mirror, because when you check up, the chance of getting run over is huge, and it appears that's what happened there.
Jim, what are they doing to the car?
They're jacking left side tires up. You guys mentioned the rights are flat. The left front is down as well from that contact. They've not addressed the rear tail where she backed into the wall lightly. Definitely flat spot of the left front tires that comes off. As they now work on the front fender on the left side. No attention to the right-hand side as of yet. The baseball bat's ready as well. as well as a hammer down here, guys. The old-fashioned tools that do it all. Not much said on the radio. Ray Evernham is here, helping call the shots with Randy Seals, who was promoted 1 week ago from the RD shop to head this crew, as Scott McDougall has moved into the 19-car engineering department. So, as many changes, the constant is Erin Caracas is fast, but she has yet to win here in the ARCA RE series. And now we get the big tape panels out as well on the left-hand side. Guys?
We need to get right side tires on it before we get lapped down. We come back in and fix that other stuff.
And so they continue to work on our full sitter. That doesn't look like they're going to go to the right side yet. Now they make their way over. They'll continue service there. We'll be right back. Tomorrow, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series takes on the Kentucky Speedway. Ron Hornaday chomping at the bit. Ted Musgrave's back in the saddle, and Mike Skinner needs a little extra horsepower to take on the Untamed Tailgate Brigade. NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series live tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, only on Speed. Jim Trado.
Blair Crocker's back in on pit road. They checked the clearance on the left side. Now they strung both sides. They took the string to check the alignment on both the right hand and left hand sides. And Phil and Kenny, that's got to be troublesome if the car's out of alignment at the speeds they carry here at Kentucky.
Well, if it's out of alignment, but I think they're just checking to make sure. That's the Bobby Hamilton Racing boys pitting that thing tonight for Ray. So
here's another look at what happened. You could see the two of Michael McDowell visibly slowing down because of Norm Benning's accident. The caution flag was out. Aaron slowed down. Keith Barnwell, her spotter, I'm sure, said, Aaron, caution flag is out. She slowed down a little bit, and Jeremy Clements wasn't quite able to get slowed down enough to keep from hitting her.
She got the brakes locked up and minimized the damage for sure.
Bobby Gerhart 1 lap down, so he starts on the inside of Michael McDowell as the green flag comes back out here at Kentucky Speedway.
Remember, in the ARCA RE series, there is no lucky dog. So for Bobby Gerhart to get back on the lead lap, he's going to have to earn his way back and be in front when the caution comes out.
No free passes in the ARCA RE series.
I would differ with that because I think Norm Benning was a lucky dog when them cars were going by him on both sides.
Yeah, he would definitely be a lucky dog.
Meanwhile, the 0-2 of Bobby Santos III has moved into the second position.
Got by Jeremy Clements.
Oh, trouble already.
The 07 getting turned around. That's
Billy Tanner in the 07.
Billy Tanner out of Newton, Pennsylvania, gets turned around. That's the third caution of the night already, and we have still not completed 20 laps.
This is not typical of the ARCA RE races of late. You know, the boys have been doing an excellent job, and we've seen less and less of this type of activity.
And that's part of the byproduct of the fields getting so strong. Again, we talked about at the very top of the show, as we can watch the replay right here. There's the 4 going to run in the back of Billy Tanner. That's Rob Bunker in the 4, one of the Dodge development drivers, and runs in the back of Billy Tanner, turns him into the outside wall. Hard contact to the safer barrier.
Well, it needs a little bit more development there.
Well, it didn't look like Billy Tanner was up to speed. Maybe slowed down on the racetrack.
It looked like he was slowing down on the racetrack. He definitely qualified on time. He qualified in the 29th position out of the 52 cars that were here for this ARCA RE race. And something may have gone wrong because Rob Bunker certainly caught him very quickly.
Problem with our sport is it's just like the insurance companies. You're pretty much responsible for the front end of your car.
Exactly. And skiing. You always worry about whatever's in front of you. The people behind you are supposed to worry about what's going on behind you. So
it should always work out if you just worry about in front of your car. It should always work out.
So far, it hasn't worked out for quite a few drivers. Again, 3 cautions. We're going on lap 20.